Today we stand here to appraise the public on a burial dispute that has been in our court for the last 1 year or so. This is a matter related to the burial of one Samuel Charo Kirao, and also known as Zakaria Charo Kirao, as well known from the village of Takaungu. I stand here in two capacities. One, as one of the advocates who litigated this matter, together with my colleagues here, and many advocates who will mention their names for the record. And so this burial historically, Samuel Charo Kirao, or Zakaria, as well known by the residents of Takaungu since his conversion to Islamic faith. This matter began at the Qadhi's court at Kilifi, whereby on the 28th day of April 2025, the Qadhi's court agreed with the Muslim community, or the Imam, that was our client Bakari Juma Ratili, to be that the remains of the late Zakaria be buried within the Islamic practice and rites. After that, the family moved to the High Court at Malindi through notice of appeal. And once the matter was there, we were privileged to have submitted before Lady Justice Mugure Thande, and together with the late Chief Qadhi, Sheikh Abdul Halim Athman, who sat as an assessor and to guide the court on those Islamic areas of law. So Justice Mugure Thande, on the 11th day of July 2025, through her ruling, expansive ruling on several issues, but the most fundamental order made was the issue of exhumation of the body of the remains of the late Zakaria. So the late Zakaria was exhumed through that court order. I advised our client then just to obey the court order. So as we speak, until today, the 16th day of July 2026, the magistrate court, through Honorable Chris Obuluta, delivered our judgment on this matter to bring it to a close. So the judgment issued today at Kilifi reaffirmed our client's position then that Zakaria Charo Kirao died as a Muslim, and he deserves a befitting burial within the Islamic rites. Currently, this judgment is yet to be uploaded as the court had directed, but we have advised our client, who converted the late Zakaria Charo Kirao, that is Bakari Juma Ratili, who was the defendant in this matter. So this matter was litigated by a team of almost 8 lawyers. That is, we were led by our very good colleague, Mr. Brans Ken Odhiambo. We had Wakili Ahmed Salim, we had Wakili Salim Omar, we had Wakili Majid Mufid, and Abdun Bwanadi. Also here, Mr. Guyo Abdi Hakim, and my good friend and colleague, Rajab Shaban, and myself in this matter. So we have advised our clients that we await the judgment to be uploaded. Once we have the judgment, there are necessary orders that needs to be extracted to facilitate the body to be released from Kilifi Funeral Home. And that is necessary what the judgment entails, because we had submitted evidence electronically of the late Zakaria reading the Holy Quran in the mosque, and also being in a white attire. And of all the witnesses, we had assembled 9 witnesses in court. Only 7 managed to testify. The 2 were unavailable. These witnesses gave a proper account of when Zakaria converted to Islam, how he practiced Islam, and how he did his obligational duties within the Islamic religion. So far, that is the status of this matter as delivered in this judgment today by Honorable Chris Obuluta. So in a nutshell, Very sad news also that we want to share on behalf of the legal team and my client, the condolences to the late Stephen Charo Kazungu, who is the father to the late Zakaria and who was the plaintiff in this matter. Unfortunately, he met his untimely demise early this week. Those were the news that shared to me by my client, the Imam of Masjid Answar. So I urge the community, the Muslim community in Takaungu, to remain extremely peaceful, and we accommodate the family. We share these condolences because the family is in a somber mood. Imagine a father who lost his son, and unfortunately now the father is no more. So humanly, we share our condolences deeply with the family. And I think for this, I will allow my good colleague, Mr. Shaban, also to say something about this matter. Thank you. Welcome.
Good afternoon, viewers. My name is Rajab Shaban. I'm an advocate of the High Court of Kenya, and I've also been part of the team that was litigating this matter. My statement would be that justice may take time, but when it prevails, it affirms, or rather it reaffirms, fairness and also the faith that we have in the justice system and the rule of law. This has not only been an emotive matter, but it has also been tedious because we've tried our level best to present our facts and evidence to this honorable court. And as a matter of fact, courts normally rely on the evidence which is presented before it. We did present our case. Our counterpart, also the opposing counsel, did present its case and also the evidence that they put through. However, the court decided to look to our side, not because we were victorious, but rather because we stood firm on the belief that the late was a Muslim and he deserved to be buried as a Muslim. We also extend our deepest condolences to the family, and also we stand with the family in this trying time. It was also part of our discussions with the entire team and the community at large in Takaungu that however this case would go, we'd also be with the family. We want to extend an olive leaf to the family to join us as we want to pay our last respects to our client, that is the late Mr. Zakaria. Now, we also want to wish each and every member of Takaungu that they were standing with us in this trying time, and they showed tremendous respect to the orders which were given by the different courts. And as of today, they still remain peaceful. We urge them to remain peaceful. My advice to the larger community is that anyone who converts or reverts to the Islamic religion, kindly, and this one I emphasize, that you need to get a conversion certificate. This will not only help resolve a lot of litigious matters with regards to whether or not the deceased should be buried as a Muslim or not as a Muslim, or rather someone who is professing a different religion. On that note, we also thank the Honorable Court for considering the evidence that we presented, and also thank the battery of lawyers that stood with us through this journey. We did our level best, and God did the rest. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
My name is Boru Guyo. I was one of the advocates litigating this matter. The judgment that was issued today reaffirms the position of one's religious identity, and also reaffirms that it does not end when the person passes away. And therefore, I wish to also welcome this judgment. It's not only a victory to the family, but all the Kenyans. And therefore, I also want to extend a condolences, my sincere condolences, together with my friends, who are also the learned friends who also litigated in this matter, to the family as they mourn the passing of the late, the father to the deceased, and also as we plan to also bury the deceased, who's Zakaria. Thank you.
A few flesh on this matter. It is very worthy to note that one of the profound statements in the judgment made today in Kilifi Law Court was that the family of the late Zakaria Charo Kirao is at liberty to participate in the burial. This is very profound because at the end of the day, no matter the state in which someone dies, this person belongs to a root, which is the family. And the family unit, even our Constitution 2010, re-emphasizes this issue very emphatically. So this is also to the good residents of Takaungu. In fact, as I speak, as I address this presser today, the committee is convening. The Masjid Answar committee will convene immediately to discuss on these issues. To be fair, for the last 1 year since this body or the remains of the late Zakaria was taken to Kilifi Funeral Home, it is in bad state. There are scholarly issues that need to be identified, whether the body will be conducted again through the normal rites according to Islamic Sharia. So these are issues that we leave it to the scholars. Ours is to guide on the legal aspects on how this is to be conducted. So the family of the late Zakaria Charo Kirao has been allowed to participate in the burial of their late son. So this is a very big win to aspect of the freedom of religion. We might disagree on some issues, but let the rights that someone chooses be emphasized and reiterated in our courtrooms. I thank you for this. Thank you so much.